Hello, this is Manesh Patel from the EII Capital Group. Today is January 19th, 2011. This is our weekly Ichimoku analysis for the futures market where we cover everything from commodities to metals to grains and so forth. Sorry for the delays in the weekly videos, but being on vacation. Anyways, this is a disclaimer to state this is for educational use only. All charts are either in Thinkorswim, TradeStation, or freestockcharts.com. Here are my contact details. You can access all our free videos at eiicapital.com, and you can follow us on Twitter at Ichimoku Trading. Okay, so let's go straight to the charts. We got a lot to cover, so let me go straight to the charts here, and I'm gonna pull up. Let's just pull up wheat right now. Remember, to your left, basically, you have your daily time frame. To your right, you have your weekly time frame. Okay, and we're gonna start going through a lot of futures out there, and just start going through as many as we can cover in a short amount of time. Let's go for cocoa futures. If you look at cocoa futures, basically it's right here at the cloud. This is basically consolidating. If you look here on the daily time frame, daily is telling us that basically pullbacks needed here. But basically, if you shrink this down, this is basically telling you it's consolidated. There's no real opportunity until it breaks this 3093 level here. But if you look at that, it's still not going to get the weekly going conforming to the bullish trend at all. So be very careful on cocoa futures. Like crude oil, we've been talking about this being staying bullish. And if you see the weekly still has not weakened, it's still bullish and it's still slowly continuing to go up. And if you look at the daily is still very, very strong. However, this crude oil has to break out now to the higher side. If it doesn't keep on breaking out to the higher side this week, then you're going to have a problem with the Chicago is going to come into price and it's going to start weakening this completely. So this thing's got to break now or it's going to weaken the bullish momentum completely. So we got to wait and see what happens, but that definitely is bullish, and we've been bullish for that one for a while. Cotton, if you look at cotton, is bullish on the weekly time frame. It's starting to weaken here now. As you can see from the daily time frame, the Tinkins and Cajuns are inverted. So definitely needs to push down, a little pullback, probably down to about 145, and then it could possibly take off to start a bullish trend on the daily. But right now, it looks like it's just sitting there consolidating. If you look at the U.S. dollar index, the weekly time frame here is basically nothing going on here. It's a bearish sentiment, but it's not bearish trending yet. It's going to push down some more in order for that to happen. If you look at the daily, I'm telling you the exact same thing. Prices in the cloud, so it's consolidating. So until the daily sits there and starts entering a bullish trend, the weekly definitely will not start at all. Let's go look at feeder cattle. Feeder cattle is basically bullish trending on both the daily and weekly, as you can see. So strong going forward on there. Lean hogs, if you look at lean hogs, it finally broke out of the cloud. Tinkins and Cajuns are in the cloud, but they have inverted. Chicago is right at price. So this thing right here is on a weekly time frame. It's starting to be a bullish trend, but not quite yet. It needs to kind of pull back, consolidate a little in order for the weekly to start conforming to a trend. If you look at the daily, that's still basically in a bullish trend already. But as we mentioned, since the weekly is not there, it may not push up that much higher. But we need some type of movement on the weekly to happen in order for the daily to start pushing and becoming a full-blown trend. Copper is still going on very, very strong from all the metals. We'll look at that compared to silver, which was the second highest. Heating oil. Look at heating oil. It basically got to our target here at 2.6439, which we were looking for. Key is what's going to happen this level here. We have a feeling it's going to basically pull back now because look at the weekly. It's been very, very strong. And the daily's been strong. So we're kind of looking for a pullback, a major pullback to happen on that one before it retests the high and possibly could break out. If you look at coffee, this is basically a bullish trend on weekly time frame and a minor pullback occurring now on the daily time frame. Okay, look at lumber. If you look at lumber, basically they did a double top on the weekly. Here it's coming back all the way to Tinkinson here. 292 is going to be a key level here. Daily, as you can see, is broken down completely. Okay. Live cattle. If you look at live cattle, this is basically bullish trending on both time frames. Okay. Let's go down and we'll look at mini futures for gas. Orange juice. basically bullish trending on the weekly time frame, and now starting to bullish trend again on the daily time frame. But be very careful on this one. This is very choppy, as you can see, for the daily time frame. Okay, palladium. This is still continuing to be strong and still going moving forward, just like copper is. So this is bullish trending on both times. Platinum's finally starting to make its move to the higher side. It's broke its double top here, and it's now making a move up. So this is actually leading in a lot of the metals now, along with platinum and copper, palladium and copper, and so forth. If you look at mini natural gas is still consolidating in the weekly, so it still hasn't popped out completely yet. Um, Gasoline, let's go look at gasoline. We've been talking about gasoline going retest the high. It did. It broke through that and starting to make, it's still continuing to be strong on both the daily and weekly. So this is bullish trending. But we did talk about how it retesting the high, and it has done that. Sugar, if you look at sugar, it's still bullish trending on the weekly. Daily starting to weaken now, so the weekly is going to start weakening too. We got to wait for the consolidation pattern on the weekly, the daily to break in order for this to continue to trend. Silver, as you can see, is pulled back now on the daily. This is the first pullback it's really had for a long time. So, it's got to sit there and pretty much break this 29.67 level in order to even come back up here to retest the high at 30.78. But the weekly still looks very, 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 very strong because it has yet to come down to the Cajuns. But definitely needs to pull back in order for a trend to be healthy. Let's go look at mini gold. Gold, as you could see, is just consolidating on both sides. Daily, for sure, you could see, and basically stuck between the Tinkins and the Cajuns on the weekly time frame. Okay, 30-year Treasury bonds. If you look at 30-year Treasury bonds, it's basically a state of influx right now. The daily is basically bearish trending, but the weekly is basically in a consolidation pattern. If you look at corn, corn is breaking out to the high side, so it's bullish trending on both time frames. Let's go look at soybean oil. Soybean oil is breaking out to the higher time frame, trending on a weekly time frame. Let's go look at oats. Oats is now just starting to break out again on the daily time frame, possibly. Here it needs a little push up, but the weekly is intact and looks very, very strong. So oats just needs a little more push, and this thing's going to keep on taking off to the higher side. And lastly, wheat. If you look at wheat, it's basically pulled back. It's still bullish trending on both time frames, believe it or not. And a little more push up, this thing's going to probably skyrocket up some more to another level. That's it for this week for the commodity for the futures video. Hope you enjoyed it, and speak to you.